Thanks for staying with us. So we have a guest on our show today. She is the National Women Leader of the APC, Dr. Mary Idele-Alile. She'll be speaking to us on her career, her journey into politics, and how she's faring in her position. Welcome to the show, madam. Are you there?
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
All right, let's start with your role into politics, because many women have always desired some kind of work or job in politics, or they like to even get into a political position, but they never know how to start. So let's start off. How were you working before, and what were you doing before you got into politics?
Thank you. Good morning. Thank you for having me. My name is Dr. Mary Alile, the APC National Woman Leader. Politics, they say, is local. For me, I've been interested in women empowerment. I think I got into politics just because of my interest in women empowerment. And of course, the girl child as well. I dabbled into this probably 15 years or so ago, where I came for a visit to Nigeria, and I remember I was in one association. I can't even remember the name of the association, and we were supposed to go and pay a visit during Christmas, and we went to this home, to old people's home. Because I was coming from abroad, I had a perception in my head of what old people's home looked like. And when I got there, to my greatest surprise, I saw women, 80 years old women, old women that were weak, and they were lying on the floor, and they were on the mat, and this was the picture of old people's home. And I know that visit completely changed my life, and I thought to myself, I must be able to do more for our women. I must be able to do more just to empower them, and that is how I started. Of course, I started my NGO, which is Sister to Sister, which is in about 9 countries of the world, and a lot of states in Nigeria. And that is how I started. And because when you gather women, of course, you dabble into politics as well, because I found that a lot of them were politicians. So when you say call 100 women, they are coming from different areas, from churches and from political parties. I think that's exactly how I dabbled into politics, and I started paying interest to see how I can empower women and, of course, empower the girl child. 15 years from then, here we are as the National Woman Leader of APC.
Okay, ma'am. So how have you been advocating for the rights of women within the party and Nigeria at large?
Sorry, could you repeat that question again?
I said, so how have you, you started by telling us your passion for getting into politics in the first place was to advocate for women and the girl child. And I'm asking, how have you been doing that so far in the party and Nigeria at large?
I'm very grateful to His Excellency, the President of this great country, for introducing the Renewed Hope agenda. And if you see where we are in Nigeria, it was just the right thing that we need at the moment to give hope to women, to give hope to the people of Nigeria. And of course, the First Lady also went with her Renewed Hope initiative, and from that it has cascaded down to states. It has cascaded down also to my office as the National Women Leader, and so doing I've been able to use that initiative to reach out to women in different states. One of the initiatives that I launched just about a month ago is a project which I tagged 774 Explode. So as you know, we have 774 local governments in Nigeria. So what we're basically saying is to empower one woman per local government. And this project is to enhance the gender space in politics. So this is a political empowerment. And this project has been so successful. We have been in Benue State, where we were hosted, and the women were empowered by the governor of Benue State. We have been in Sokoto State, where the governor did exactly the same thing. We have date for Anambra, and we have date for more other states. So this is a national project where I tend to particularly want to see that women are empowered, and financially they are empowered, and they are encouraged to go into different trade, to go into different institutions to be able to empower themselves. And another project that is just being launched just last week, it's where I am partnering with HBIU University in the United States of America to provide scholarship for 3,700 ladies in Nigeria, and that will be 100 ladies per state, where they are providing free scholarship for a BSc qualification, and that is huge. And what they've said, the partnership is working very well, and what they've said is that students can also have the opportunity of coming to United States for their final year program, and that will see us empowering women in the educational sector, and at the same time social empowerment, because this will create exposure for these students as well, that will be seeing themselves traveling in the third year just to go and complete that bachelor's degree. We all know that education is expensive abroad, and this university graciously, they partner with the Office of the National Woman Leader, and they are going to provide this scholarship for 3,700 ladies in Nigeria,
so
among other things.
Oh, okay. I want to bring you to the politics in Edo State. We are definitely counting down to the elections, and I'd like to get your opinion on the level of women participation during this election.
The level of women participation has been huge. Myself and the state women leaders, the LGA women leaders, the senatorial women leaders, and of course some national leaders as well. Our focus right now is Edo State and Ondo State in November. In Edo State particularly is very interesting to me, because I'm from Edo State. I'm here in Edo State, here on ground, to ensure that women we are on ground to vote. We've been campaigning. We've been doing some rallies. We've been in Uredu local government, Bubaka local government, Ego local government. These are the three urban local government in Edo State, Benin City, and the crowd was massive. It was huge. It's almost like Edo State is in a revolution. We want to see power change hand in Edo. We want to see that the things that the renewed hope agenda of His Excellency, we want to feel it in Edo State. We want to enjoy it in Edo State. And of course, we are doing everything possible to ensure that we galvanize the people, we galvanize the women, the youth, everyone that is able to vote, to ensure that they vote for APC. If you look at our candidate, Senator Monday Okpebolo, it's not just somebody we just picked for picking their sake. The senator has a very good recommendation from Central. He has a very good recommendation. He's been working with his people even before he became the senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. He's a well-known person in the Central. He's a well-known person in his community, and he's done so much before becoming a senator. So we want people that have that have compassionate heart to rule us in Edo State. And if you look at his deputy as well, Right Honorable Dennis Idahosa, I mean, his nickname is Mr. Project. He has single-handedly commissioned more than 180-something projects in Ovia, both Ovia where he's representing. So we want people that, like I said before, that are compassionate, that have the mind of the people, that knows that the woman needs to feed her children, that knows that the man needs to work, that knows that hospitals, health is paramount, that knows that education is the key. That we need people that can come and change the narrative of Edo State. Frankly speaking, I must say that Edo State for the past 8 years,
Doctor.
there's no good roads. If you come to Edo State, it's a shamble of a mess, for lack of better words.
Dr. Mary.
There are no good roads. Education, it's below zero. And then let me not just go into the health sector. So we need a governor that can revitalize all these key areas, because if we are not, if a state is not able to meet the needs, these key areas of its citizens, then it can be categorized as a failed state.
Dr. Mary, Dr. Mary, are you there? Can you hear me? I'd like you to hear.
That is why, yes.
I'd like you to hear my question, because this governor that you are praising, or this candidate of APC that you are praising, is somebody whose qualifications has been questioned. He's a man that's yet to speak to the press. Can you hear me clearly? The APC candidate that you are praising, so far there are issues concerning his qualifications, his educational background. He has not spoken to the media. People are worried about his speaking abilities. People are saying that Edo, as it is right now, has actually gained some strides, especially in education. There's something called Edo Best, where lots of young people who never had opportunity for education have been able to be taught by teachers who are synchronized by one gadget called the tablet that's given to all the teachers to train children across Edo State. So people have recorded some progress, especially in education in Edo State. This man, the APC candidate that you are saying that
you're breaking up, but I can hear you saying about, you said tablet and you said Edo Best. Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
Hello?
I'm sorry.
I think I lost you there. I can't hear anything.
Okay. I was worried about the candidate because many have questioned his ability to speak, the fact that he's not speaking to the press, about his educational qualifications. So when you talked about Edo State being below zero, especially when it comes to education, I was worried as somebody whose qualifications are being questioned. Do you think he's the right person for Edo State at this time, given the few strides that Edo State has made concerning education? That's my question. I think we lost our guest.
So
yeah, I really like to, I know Shashi, I would also like to hear her views on the various projects as a person that she's doing.
Within the state
itself, especially for Edo State, because I know that there's elections are around the corner. Everybody's campaigning now. We're going to be receiving lots of people from the APC, the PDP, and even the LP. I heard that the former president of NBA is also a candidate.
Wow.
Akpata is going to be there. So there are lots of conversations going to be happening, and it's important for us to have people come on the show and let us see all the various perspectives and let Nigerians vote according to their conscience. But it's been really nice to have her back on the show. I really feel that we lost her there. What are your thoughts so far for what she said?
I was going to talk about the fact that the Edo State hasn't had a female deputy governor candidate at all. And when the last time I was in Edo and I asked, they were like, women, women cannot, nobody would even consider them. And I thought about, and it wasn't from one person, several people had that opinion. And I felt really concerned because we all know that there's no election without women. There's no campaign without women. If you look at the campaign grounds, women are the ones there, and there are many qualified women who have political pedigree to be able to speak up. So I was going to, if I had the opportunity to ask her that, does she foresee having a woman become a deputy governor, even a governorship candidate, something that people can begin to look up to, and if she can even just push some names out there, who would she be thinking of?
Dr. Mary, are you there? I hear you're back.
That he could. There were a lot of promises, there were a lot of MOU here and there. He spoke and he spoke and he spoke, but what do we have in Edo State? I travel a lot as a national leader. You need to go and look at other states. Look at their roads, beautiful roads. Look at their infrastructure. There is nothing in Edo State. Now, I grew up in this state, and I'm hoping that you can hear me, and you can hear me very clearly. I grew up in Edo State. I wasn't born abroad. I was born in Edo State, in Benin City. I grew up in this state, not far from where this interview is taking place, and I grew up to meet the Ring Road, which is the center of a central road in Edo State. It's called the Ring Road. I grew up to meet that Ring Road. In those days, in the 80s, where there were probably less than 20% of vehicles on the road. But come on, 20 years later, we still cannot boast of an overhead bridge in Edo State. In the city of Benin City, we are still rounding that same Ring Road. When it's 4 o'clock, the whole road is jam-packed. Our roads are bad. So it's something that we have had 8 years, like I said, of disaster in the state. And you can't even tell me otherwise, because I have gone out of Edo State, gone to so many other states, and I look in awe when I see other states, developments that have taken place in those states. And we have had enough, particularly the women of the state, we have had enough. There's been a lot of promises that has been made, for especially where as it concerns health, as it concerns security, as it concerns education. And these are the the three things among 5 that our candidate, Senator Monday Okpebolo, is looking to tackle when he comes into power by 21st of September. I must tell you that in Edo State, for example, one of the things that women do in this state to generate revenue is agriculture, and a lot of them, they go into businesses. Now, when there is lack of security, women are not able to go to their farms anymore. Like I said, my local government is in the rural area. You see, women are not able to go to farm because they are scared, either of being adopted, either of being kidnapped. They are scared of so many things. And because they are scared, so which means they don't go to farm. So because they don't go to farm, which means there's no much crops to be taken to the market. Now, if you as a sitting governor, and you get your security allowance on a monthly basis, and you cannot tell the Edo people what you are doing with that money, why are we scared in Edo State? I can tell you also, by 6 p.m., we are all running to our houses. 6 p.m., ladies and gentlemen, we are running to our houses to go and lock our gates, to go and lock our door because we are scared. Now, that will also affect our economy.
Okay.
Now, if you look at the women of Edo State, the women of Edo State, a lot of them, they are into small-scale businesses. They sell in the market to make ends meet. And when we have our markets that burn down, once upon a time, one of these markets caught fire and burnt down. That was probably some years ago now. Our governor made a promise that he was going to build the market within a jiffy. And as I'm speaking to you now, the market still remain unbuilt. Now, these are our mothers. Right. I started my interview by saying I went into politics just to be able to empower women and the girl child.
Unfortunately, we have to wrap up now.
Women. And when I look at our mothers, the suffering that they have to go through, that they have to go through with regards to just to make sure that they
Thank you, Dr. Mary Idele-Alile. We have to wrap up right
huge.
now. Unfortunately, the show is over, but we thank you so much. We understand politics is around the corner, and the elections in Edo is around the corner. September, just a few weeks ahead. And we're wishing your candidates and other candidates the best as we resume the conversations towards the elections for Edo State. But we wish you, thank you so much for coming up on the show. We appreciate your presence.
Thank you for having me. Thank you very much. Thank you.
That's all we can take on today's show. Have a great day. See you tomorrow. Bye for now.